What's going on, guys? This is Snoop603 and Fake Thriller, and welcome to another episode of our Battlefield 3 weapon reviews. Today, we're looking at the SG553. This gun is available for the Engineer class only, is unlocked after earning 120,000 points within co-op.
A little bit of weapon info for you guys on the SG553. The country of origin is Switzerland. The magazine capacity is 30 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. The fire rate is 700 rounds per minute. The fire type is full auto, burst fire, and semi-auto. The reload time is 2.15 seconds with the bullet chambered and 2.65 seconds when the magazine is completely empty. And the damage for the SG553 is 25 hit points of damage per bullet at 8 meters, and it trails down to a minimum of 14.3 hit points of damage per bullet out to 50 meters.
If I had to pick one word to describe the SG553, I would call it average. Everything about this gun is average. The magazine capacity, fire rate, reload time, and damage stats. Everything. It's a recurring theme of this gun that I just can't seem to get away from. What stood out most to me about this weapon is how much it lacks in close quarter situations. It's really the only thing about the gun that's not completely average, but rather I found it to perform somewhat less than that when it came to close quarters engagements. I found myself constantly being outgunned inside of that 8 meters mark. 700 rounds per minute doesn't seem like a slow fire rate, but it really does show when you try to fight inside of that 8 meter mark. Outside of that, the gun is serviceable. It won't wow you in the long range, but the medium range it can hold its own. It just seems like a gun that doesn't want to excel in anything. It's a middle of the road weapon that you can rely on for games like Rush when you're sitting just outside that 8 meter mark defending your teammates that are pushing the MCOMs. Inside of that, I really wouldn't want to rely on it. For the long range, it can kind of seem to hold its own, but again, it just doesn't seem like it's the gun that you want to pick. There are so many other better weapons out there that are much better in long range, short range, everything. This gun just doesn't seem to really fit in anywhere. It kind of does everything as a semi-serviceable point, but it doesn't excel at anything. I'm going to give the gun a 3 out of 5 stars. I'd actually rank it at about 3.5 stars, so it is a bit better than what I'm ultimately ranking it, but I don't think it's good enough to round up and give it 4 stars. Considering how much time I had to put into co-op mode to unlock it, ultimately I'm kind of disappointed that the gun lacks a wow factor. Again, there's just nothing about the SG553 that stands out to me. It's average all around, and while it was kind of fun to use, I didn't find anything about it that stands out that makes me want to use it.
The SG553 is my favorite weapon currently available to the Engineer class. It's unlocked through the co-op mode, so it tends to be a weapon that people either never unlock or seem to pay very little attention to. And it's a shame too. The SG553 is a very manageable weapon in just about every category. The reload time is average and the recoil is very predictable, making kills at long range easier than some of the other carbine. The one area where the SG553 seems to fall short is in the close range. Like any weapon in Battlefield 3, the slow fire rate is at a disadvantage in close quarters. If you and an enemy spot one another and start shooting simultaneously, assuming neither of you miss, the SG553 will lose out most of the time simply due to its low fire rate. This is something that won't hamper most people very often and can be easily made up for by smart play. I prefer the standard loadout of a red dot sight, the foregrip, and the laser sight. I'm rating the SG553 a 4 out of 5. It's an underused weapon that provides consistent results.
Alright guys, that's going to wrap up yet another Shustybang Battlefield 3 weapon review. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Overall, the SG553 has earned 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Alright guys, as always, we're interested to know what you think of this weapon, so leave us a comment and tell us what you would rate it and why. Also, if you could rate the video with either a like or dislike, we'd appreciate it. And finally, if you're interested to see what we think of other weapons in Battlefield 3, check the description for a link that will take you to the entire playlist. Thanks for watching. If you're looking for a little bit more Shustybang in your internet, be sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/snoop603 and twitter.com/fakethriller. In addition, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Shustybang. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch TV so you can catch up with all our live streams in the future. twitch.tv/fakethriller.